let's discuss gluten-free bread technology. Consequently, the gluten-free products are characterized by a dense and dry structure, low volume, poor mouthfeel and flavor, and high crumb hardness, making them generally low quality. If you try to buy gluten-free bread at the store, you also often notice that the loaves are smaller and less attractive and also cost much more. However, interest in gluten-free baking is now growing. And not only for people with gluten intolerance, but also for people seeking to enrich their diet with healthy foods. So let's look at the secrets of the fluffiness of gluten-free bread and the reasons for the expensive cost. And in the end, we will prepare the simplest, but very tasty gluten-free bread from 6 products that everyone has at home. Typically, gluten-free baked goods are based on rice, corn flours, and various starches. Next, various additives are incorporated to mimic the functionality of gluten. They enhance viscosity in aqueous solutions through gel network formation. They can also be used as food additives to improve food attributes, such as shelf life and flavor. Most often gluten substitutes are hydrocolloids. The hydrocolloids work like a sponge, absorbing water and forming some gel structures that resemble a gluten network. Natural hydrocolloids include microbial, for example xanthan gum. Plant, these include pectin, locust bean gum and carrageenan. And animal, for example chitosan. Most often in recipes you can find the use of the following natural hydrocolloids: xanthan gum, guar gum, carrageenan, psyllium, pectin, beta-glucan. Modified food hydrocolloids are cellulose derivatives, cellulose ethers, obtained via chemical modification. Among these modified food hydrocolloids, hydroxypropylmethylcellulose is the most used. One of the natural hydrocolloids we mentioned is beta-glucan. Typically, hydrocolloids are added at a rate of 1 to 2% of the dough volume, roughly equivalent to the natural beta-glucan content found in oat flakes. Thus, theoretically, we can bake gluten-free oat bread without using other hydrocolloids. Prepare flour from oat flakes in a blender. Coarse flour creates a more textured and pleasant structure. We will bake a small loaf, so let's use 200 grams of oat flakes. Next, let's boost our yeast. Combine 200 grams of warm water with 12 grams of sugar and 3 grams of dry yeast. Cover and leave for half an hour to swell. Let's return to our flour and add 3 grams of salt, swollen yeast, and 1 egg. We add an egg because oat flour lacks gluten, and it's crucial to have a binder. An egg is affordable and the simplest binding option. Oat flour, also due to its hydrocolloid content, absorbs large amounts of water. Thanks to this, it allows you to obtain a soft and delicate dough structure. Place the dough in a warm location for 1 hour. After 1 hour in a warm spot, our dough is ready to be shaped into a loaf. Dough hydration is a very important for final product of gluten-free bread. That the greater the hydration, the higher the increment of the bread volume, but there is a maximum hydration level after which the dough collapses during the baking process. After conducting numerous tests, I've found that the optimal ratio of water to oat flour is 1 to 1. Keep in mind that after the initial proofing, the dough shouldn't be too runny or excessively firm. It should shape into a soft, pliable consistency. Shape the dough into a loaf using floured or oiled hands, then let it rest in a warm place for 2 hours. Following this, the bread can either be baked immediately or refrigerated for 12 hours to enhance fermentation and gelatinization. Bake in a preheated oven for 10 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius, then reduce the temperature to 180 degrees Celsius and bake for an additional 15 minutes. After baking, allow the bread to cool to ensure it crystallizes and isn't sticky. This delicate, aromatic, and gluten-free bread can be crafted from basic ingredients. Certainly, it may not have the same aesthetic appeal as, for instance, store-bought gluten-free bread priced at $7, but its simplicity and homemade charm make it a wholesome choice. Use this bread to prepare delicious and healthy sandwiches for your loved ones. You can find the research that inspired me to create this video in the description below. And perhaps it will inspire you to delve into studying gluten-free baking techniques and develop your own unique recipe. Personally, I'm eager to explore this topic further, and I'll be sure to share my experiences with you. And as you understand, the answer to the question of the high cost of gluten-free products is due to the need for extensive research, experimentation, development of complex recipes and certification processes. Let's keep in touch to delve into the exciting world of kitchen exploration together.